coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Boom, 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 boom. Ha! We out here, man. 33 years of prison stories. We pushing positive energy all the way down the line, all 2025. TBP Nation, stand up, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate all the love, all the support. We got to go. We got to get it, man. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. This really helps the channel. I understand that now more than ever. So make sure if you watch the video, man, you take the time to watch it. Take the time to hit the like button. Share the video with who you think need to see it. And leave a comment, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Big love to everybody who checks out the membership. If you ain't got your membership, man, go get it today. It's not too late. We pushing content over there, raw and uncut. You know, it ain't for the weak of heart. So if you ain't with it, cool. If you with it, go get it. You ain't gonna get it nowhere else. Big love, man. Let's go. TBP Nation, stand up, man. Y'all duck them hooks out there, man. Man, you dig? Listen, I had a couple people was hitting me up, you know, saying, you know, you always talking about, you know, prison and how to survive in prison, this, that, and the third, but you know what I'm saying, I don't say nothing about, you know, how it is for the white guys, right? Well, let me tell you something. In my opinion, just my opinion, the best way for a white dude to survive VA prison is, you know, is to he got to have some swag, man. That's the only way. He got to have some swag and he got to engage with the brothers. Other than that, it's gonna be a rough road. Prison is a rough road for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Especially from my experience in Virginia, it's gonna be rough for black people, white people, whatever. Yeah, do white dudes get a little bit worse in prison? Absolutely. As you know, most would say the same way black person do out here in society. But at the same time, I know a lot of people talk about the feds and how they got the ABs and all this and how vicious they is in the federal system. I ain't never been in the federal system, but I do think there's a lot of truth today just because a lot of people that I know that's been in the federal system have spoke on that about the AB Nation and how they move and what they do and how they coming at you and whatever the case may be. Um, but I think that was established over years and years and years of a lot of white dudes being in federal prison because you know the white dudes usually you know commit them type of crimes, the federal crimes where they end up in the feds. You know what I'm saying? And they came up with those you know groups. That was a source of survival in there. They had to come together. In Virginia, for my 33 years of prison in Virginia, man, that I couldn't even fathom that happening in Virginia. Number one, it ain't enough white guys. Number two, is not enough of that type of caliber white guys. And like I say, number three, that would mean a white dude would have to be coming in the system and joining something that's already established in the system. That's how they do that in the feds. It ain't nowhere that I've been in Virginia after being transferred 14, 15 times where white dudes got that type of power, got them type of numbers to even pull something like that off. And I've been up there in the mountains where the administration is pro-white. They still don't have enough because in Virginia, it's predominantly 90 some percent all black and brown. So they don't even have the numbers to do that. You understand? So the best way that a white dude can survive in the Virginia penal system is to get along. You know what I'm saying? And to have some swag with him. If he can get along with black people and it don't look like he straining to do that, like he faking, and he got a little swag with him, he gonna be all right. And then he gotta have a little heart too, because somebody's still gonna try you. They still gonna test you. You understand? But you got to be willing to stand up for yourself. But a lot of white dudes come in the Virginia system, from what I've seen, and they probably ain't been around a lot of black people or had a lot of association with black people on the street, and they find themselves in the system, and then they want to, you know, go hard, or they want to set an example and show that They gonna stand up for themselves. Sometimes that's gonna work if you really committed and you really about that. But most of the times I seen it didn't work because it's a clear play that I'm trying to set an example, and usually dudes gonna respond to that, and it ain't gonna come out good for you. Most of the jumps I seen, if we go back to when I was telling y'all about the video on Augusta, like when the white dude was in there and he had a lot of time, and somebody went in there and stole all the stuff out of the cell. And he came out in the party and made this big ruckus about, man, I got life sentences and ain't nobody gonna be stealing from me and I don't what, and made all this noise, and dudes is looking at him like, man, like shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because in prison, like I say, for white or black, you gotta do something. Talking ain't gonna get it. You got to really do something. So then somebody turn around, he got all of his stuff back. Cause this is back in the day in the late 80s where you can call home, your people can send you stuff, a certain amount of stuff per month. So the following month he get a whole nother box and replace everything that was stolen. And somebody stole that as well. And he had somebody put a bug in his ear, or he thought he knew who did it. And you know what I'm saying, a little while later he catch the dude out there, on the poker table outside, and run up behind him and stab him and take off running, right? But by him taking off running and not standing there being a man and facing the consequences of what he do, because that's how you gonna get yourself established in prison, not by running. You know what I'm saying? So when he did that, man, he going across the yards and dudes will start chasing him that ain't had nothing to do with it. And then other people holler like, get him, get him. And they ended up clotheslining him right there while he looking behind him. The dudes chasing him. He get clotheslined from the front. Shout out to Bobby Swift. Clothesline, took to the ground and pummeled. But he was smart because he took the knife, like I said, and pushed it in the dirt because he still had the knife on him. If they had got that Bethlehem from him, they would have killed him because they savaged them out there on the yard, stomped them out and everything because of the play that he made. Not because of the play that he made, but how he made it. See what I'm saying? He won't being a man. He was trying to make a example and became an example. You understand? So it's just different, politics or whatever they want to call it, rules in the penitentiary. If you do something, you got to stand for it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to make a move and let it be known, I did this, this is why I did this, and this is, I'm standing right here. But he did that and ran. Like he was trying to say, oh, I'll do this. That ain't going to work because you ain't nowhere to hide in prison either way. You look at it. You got to come out somewhere. You got to surface. Even if you go to the hole, you get shipped to what, you got to surface, or either you just going to go to PC. And as I've told y'all, PC ain't like TV, ain't like the movies. They got dudes that'll come back there and get you. They got dudes over there that will get you. So it's just nowhere to hide in prison. So he just went about it the wrong way. And I seen like countless, man. I just can name them all off the top of my head of dudes just try to, make their stand like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember even yeah, even around this time too, back then on the Gus, I remember the white dude. he was he was loaning the dude stuff. Tiptoe, my homeboy Tiptoe kept trying to borrow stuff from him, and he was trying to be nice, but he really was nervous pervers, and he was giving it to Tiptoe, and Tiptoe a little dude. So he kept giving it to him and giving it to him. Tiptoe saying he gonna pay him back, and then don't pay him back. And when it came time to pay him back, and Tiptoe telling him, man, I ain't got that stuff, man. Don't worry about that. I get it to you when I get it to you. And he felt embarrassed because Tip said it in front of people. So he wanted to make an example, and he really won't built like that. You quiet, you stay to yourself, you really don't be engaging with black people. So people already feel like that you just here and you trying to get along, but you really don't really rock with black people. Once they get that inclination in their head, they already looking to take advantage of you in different type of ways, whatever way may come to whoever is dealing with you head. So Tiptoe was more like, I'm gonna just use this sucker, get money from him, and he just feeding it out. So once he seen Tiptoe won't pay him, he tried to catch Tiptoe at the little spade table, and Tiptoe standing up there talking, and he walked by, and then he just take off on Tiptoe, but he don't know what he doing. He just punch him just like a robot. Uh, 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 uh. And he caught Tiptoe off guard, and Tiptoe stumbled back. But what he didn't know, even though Tiptoe was small, I'm talking about small, like Tiptoe like 5'6", 5'7", maybe like a $125 soaking wet, but he was nice with him. Man, Tiptoe got himself together and got the bouncing on him, and the white boy ain't know what to do, and he like this, and Tiptoe went bop, bop, boop, boop, and caught him and batted him up against the wall. And he one of the first dudes that I seen that looked like a bobblehead. He was up against the wall, and Tiptoe was just bang, 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 and he sliding down the wall like a bobblehead. Man, he punished him. Then when he hit the ground, he stomping him, and dudes had to pull him up off of him. Just brutalized him, because he tried to make a point, but he ain't know what he was doing, you know. And it turns out like that a lot of times, man, a lot of times. And then you got some dudes, like I say, they come in there, then they white guys, and you could tell they just got some swag. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that they done been around black folks. They caught up. They in the life. They doing crime, and they got toe off, and they come to prison, and they ain't trying to be taken advantage of, but they ain't trying to start nothing either. They ain't trying to act like they gangster or better than everybody else. And dudes gonna respect that. When trouble come their way, they willing to stand up. Somebody come try to take something from them, they say like, "No, man, I can't do that, man." And they willing to fight. Those dudes gonna get respect, win, lose, or draw. Long as they don't run, long as they don't go to the police, long as they don't, try to tell or nothing like that, they gonna get respect. Even if they take a L, people gonna look at them like, okay, yeah, all right, he's solid. You know what I'm saying? He's solid. But it just be the way that a lot of white dudes try to go about it. It just be different. And then you got some white dudes this establishing they cool, but then they try to go too far. I.e. the case with Jesse and Tink. When you trying to make a point because you in big stake poker games and there's a lot of killers at this table, and you want to run games and you want to be in the mix and you want to make sure that everybody pays, so you trying to send a message, and you pick the smallest guy. You pick Tink, which is the smallest guy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, like I say, Tink probably 5'6", ball 30. You pick him out of all these killers, and you scream on him about owing you money when there's other people owe you money at this table. So you trying to make an example with Tink so other people would get the message. You picked the wrong dude. He almost died that day. He literally almost died that day. Helicoptered up out of there. But he asked for it. He told him, "Meet me on the yard, bring your knife." You know, and that's just, for anybody, black or white, that's a bold statement. And that's a statement you're going to have to be able to stand behind. That's a statement that you're going to have a clear path to victory to make that statement. Because if not, man, anything can go wrong. And for him, it did. And then you had white dudes on that yard that day that was certified killers. I can't remember dude whole, everything about him, but I remember the white dude that was out there. I think his name was Ray. Ray got a body in the system. I knew that about him because those type of things is known when you come in contact with these people. He was a slightly older white dude at the time. Just looked like a plain Jane white dude, but he was cool. And I remember when I first seen him, and I'm seeing him at the poker table with these killers, and looking the way he doing, I'm like, man, this white boy playing poker. And they were like, oh yeah, he killed somebody, you know what I'm saying? Since he been down about 30 years. So dude's he already gonna earn this respect, and he quiet and he low key. But goes back to what I'm taking. He engaging with black people. He doing things. He playing poker. That's a main thing too. Not to say you gotta gamble, but when you in prison in Virginia, you can see the difference. You see white dudes that sit at the table and just play regular spades with black. Like they just engaging like it's normal to them. We all in the same fight. Dudes like that gonna get some type of respect. And if dudes try to vanish take those type of dudes like that, especially like on some sexual stuff or try to turn them out or something like that, most of the time, in general, you know what I'm saying, people gonna speak up like, man, come on, man, man, dude ain't like that, man, don't be, you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain. But the ones that come in and act standoffish and act scared and nervous, ain't nobody coming to their protection because they look out of place. And it look like they ain't even used to being around folks like us. So dudes ain't got no real sympathy or empathy for them. You know what I'm saying? But you could have a dude that's caught up in that situation and he ain't got no fight or nothing in him. Like I told you, the white boy that was there with me on Nottaway and they trying to advantage take him. And I tell him, just stand up for yourself because he knew somebody I knew on the street. And I could tell he been around black folks. He weak and you had dudes who was trying to and I'm like, stand up and fight. And he like, I'm scared, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm willing to fight for him because I know that he just not capable. But I don't think that he like a white guy that just got something against black people. I just think he's just a white dude that's he in black people world right now. So, you know, it's just different dynamics, you know. But when you get them white dudes coming in and just acting like they tough and they like that and I ain't worried about nothing and man, they ain't gonna survive. Not in no Virginia prison. Not from what I done seen. Not from what I done seen. But you know, like I say, it's always exception to the rules. You got people like McNabb. McNabb, before I even knew McNabb, I heard about McNabb. But McNabb is just like a black person or a Asian person or what's the name? That's just he just blipped and blurred. You know what I'm saying? He just throwed off, and he gonna do whatever. And everybody that's conscious of their surroundings know what you know when you're dealing with a madman. He's a madman. He just happened to be a white madman. Just like Tony. Tony's a madman. He just happened to be, you know what I'm saying, a Vietnamese madman. You know what I'm saying? So people they know the difference. But far as like, nah, man, I can remember being up there in the mountains, right? At Wallace Ridge, I believe. And now like I say, this ran by, you know, racist white people and my racist white people, not even no quotation. That's what it's ran by. Excuse me, the institution is ran by that. But on that compound, it's still, you know what I'm saying, 10-1, you know, black versus white people just locked up. So I can remember I was on the pod, they brought this dude in there. He's supposed to have been AB, Earn Brotherhood. He supposed to came out the feds for like a dub. He done did like a dub, but he had some state time. And they sent him up there. He's supposed to have been a killer in the feds with the ABs. Cause that's what they supposed to do. They supposed to be killing, you know, black folks. You know? So and he was a big boy. Big, old muscular boy, big old boy, you know what I'm saying? And I can remember the little whispers cause it was like the COs was happy because he was there because they was racist and now they got a thorough what they consider a thorough white dude on there that's gonna stand up because they seen and they dislike so much the white dudes that was on it. They didn't even like the white dudes that was on there because they looked down on them for being locked up. But they also didn't like the fact that a white dude on there was getting carried by the black dudes. They weren't going for that. If they knew white dudes was more safe up there than anywhere because you do something to them white dudes, they gonna take it back out on you when they get them cuffs on you, whether they like the white boy or not. You understand? Just cause. So when he came, they were running around like bragging on, oh yeah, they not gonna do nothing to him. Yeah, let's see if they bully him. Let's see if he. Yeah, that's Iron Brotherhood right there. Oh yeah, and look, see how big and strong he is. They ain't gonna bully him. They just whispering that stuff in your earshot, trying to like, you know what I'm saying, like throw you some subliminal messages or something, or trying to, you know, put you out there on Front Street. So I just can remember her, and I can remember when I seen him. You know, I looked at him myself. This big old white boy right there. And then he walking around, you know, with his shaved head and little, you know, grits all on his face and going outside and working out and ain't talking to nobody, no nothing. And they put him in the cell with a white boy. You know what I'm saying? Because they say the earn brotherhood, if they really earn brother, they don't even supposed to associate with black people, talk to black people, eat with black people, you know what I'm saying, shake hands with black people, do none of that. You understand? So dudes is looking at them and they getting the little whispers like I'm getting. Now we up there in them mountains, and them gang members up there is yeah like piranhas. They everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's more gang members up there than anywhere. Cause that's where they end up at. You know what I'm saying? So man, I started hearing the little whispers and all the little they talking about, yeah, yeah, he do what? He who? He yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see because they gonna sacrifice. They gonna take a shot because even if they don't want to, one of their, what I'm saying, whatever you call them in their range, gonna say, man, man, get him up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I remember all the whispers and stuff started, and they was plotting on him, and I think he knew too. Now everybody sitting back and seeing, thinking, oh, he gonna kill something. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. Shh. You know what he did? He checked up out of that joint. That's what he did. He checked up out of that joint. Yeah, he a real ape. He checked up out of that joint. Now people say, no, they just moved him, or no, they moved him to the other side. He checked up out of that joint. He heard the same thing I was hearing, and everybody else was hearing. They was getting ready to get down on him. They was getting ready to see if it's live or Memorex. Yeah, they was getting ready to get down on him. So, like I say, these is just the dynamics in the Virginia prison system, because it ain't like, I don't care who you is. If you outnumbered and you outgunned, man, you can't win. Now you can try to go out, like a martyr, or go out on your shit. So, oh well, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna fight all 20 of them and with their knives and get somebody one knife, and if I die, I die. You can do that. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. you know but your chances of survival is going to be about the same, what I'm saying, percentage of you making that type of dumb decision. you know and or it's other routes. It's an art to war, man. It's an art to it. Soon as, just put it the other way around. If it was me, as soon as I start hearing the whispers, I'm a bust a move. I'm not gonna wait for a move to be bust on me. I'm gonna bust a move. Me, I probably would have just, okay. As soon as I heard, I'm gonna take that Bethlehem, and I'm gonna take off on one of them. I'm gonna get them before they get me. You know what I'm saying? And then let the chips fall where they may. And then I know, if the police get the shooting or get the busting or come break it up, I done made my point, and I'm gone. But I'm alive though. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna go do nothing and just go check in. That's different. But it's an art to war. But the way he lived and the way their rules and regulations supposed to be, then he's supposed to have went ahead and handled his business. But that ain't what he did, because he chose life. And I ain't got no problem with him doing that. I don't have no problem with him doing that. But what he follow and what he a part of might have a problem with him doing that. And I know the COs ain't like it at all. They ain't like it at all, because, like I say, they was glad he was there. They was catering to him and everything, giving him extra trays, and yeah, it was crazy, man. But like I said, man, the main thing is you got to be yourself in prison, man, and you just got to stand on your own. And if people can detect that you not yourself, like being like from a different race or something, being white, if they could detect that you not yourself, if you just trying too hard to be around black folks, or trying too hard to be friendly to black folks, then they gonna know it. But if they know it look like you not around black folks and you ain't scared to engage, like I say, you ain't got to gamble or nothing, but everything that's going on in prison got something to do with everybody in there. So you don't want to play cards, you don't want to sit at the table and talk, or you don't want to have casual conversation, then they gonna automatically assume that you got some hang up against black people. And then they gonna start coming at you, bro. Because like I say, prison ain't nothing but predatory anyway, man. They want something that you got. If it ain't your money, it's your commissary. If it ain't that, it might be you. But they want something. And it's up to you to keep them from getting that. But the only way you're going to be able to keep them from getting that is just being real, and being able to stand up for yourself. Like I say, you can stand up and take a L, but as long as you stand up and you don't run and you don't tell, eventually you're going to be respected. So it is what it is, man. But like I say, prison is different, man. The Virginia prison is way, way different, man, than the federal prison. And it's hard for white guys, black guys, and everything in between, man. So the best thing is, just don't go to prison. Stay out of prison at all costs. You ain't got to deal with none of these type of problems, which are everyday problems in the Virginia penal system, and probably in every other system all around the world. So just stay free, man. Stay free, stay sucker free out here, so a sucker won't get you to be up in there. You understand what I'm saying? Don't make no bad moves, man. Make good decisions. Understand, man, you ain't got to be a criminal out here to be respected. You ain't got to go to prison to get no type of credit. You understand me? Just be a man, stand up, make somebody your life. Be a young lady, a queen, stand up, make somebody your life. Don't let the prison, ever be a part of your history, never be a part of your story, and all the people that you see that's doing all this other stuff, to try to be relevant, that's following trends and tote these guns and switches and gangs and gang banging, but you gonna read about them in the paper. You're gonna read about them in the paper, you're gonna read about them in the obituary, or you're gonna be sending them some money or answering some phone calls. Don't let it be you, man. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions out here, man. Duck them hooks, man. They out there, man. Peace. Man, if you ain't got the membership, man, stop talking to me.
The banking special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.